Ladies and gentlemen, now we have time for a few questions. Please, floor is yours.
Excellency, it's Godwin Bencini from Malta. The last time we met was at the President's Palace in Malta, 3 years ago. I would just like to make a couple of comments. One thing, I would like to congratulate your ministry for the excellent organization we've had over the last 3 days. I think it's been a great experience for all of us, and I think the general comment is that there's been a big improvement since we were here 4 years ago. Thank you. The next thing I'd like to say is perhaps to propose that our next meeting won't be in 4 years' time. 4 years is a long time. Thank you. And my last suggestion is that perhaps next time, before we meet, you could perhaps post profiles of all honorary consuls here for us to know who's going to be there, because this could also be a very good networking experience for us all, which could help us and you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. They are easy to answer. I'm really pleased. We tried to do it differently this time, and we've listened to your comments after the previous meetings. We didn't want to have it bureaucratic or administrative. We really wanted you to get out of the capital city, to talk to real people, and to have the chance to not only to listen but also to speak. Second, I believe that we shall be meeting every second year. I think this is the optimal frequency. And the third one about the profiles, it's a fair point. It's a good point. What we can do now is that we will send you all these profiles of other colleagues who have been here after this meeting. Of course, it will not help you for this purpose of this conference, but you will know about each other. You can stay in touch, and we will do it as a rule for the next meeting we'll organize. Thank you.
Ja skúsim po slovensky. Vážený pán minister, ja si myslím, že ste veľmi pekne, krátko stručne tie priority slovenskej vlády nám predniesol. Ja si myslím, že naša úloha slovenských konzulov je zviditeľniť Slovensko. To je to, čo som ja moju robotu v Nemecku, volám sa Imrich Donát, som honorárny konzul Bad Homburgu, veda Frankfurt. Ja si myslím, že my máme teraz jedinečnú možnosť zviditeľniť Slovensko kultúrne s Košicami. Spomenuli ste to. Otázka. Prečo sme nedostali my, alebo od ministra zahraničných vecí, alebo od iných inštitúcií nejaké informácie o Košiciach, nejaké DVD, niečo k tomu? Ja osobne robím Dni slovenskej kultúry. Každé 3 roky to robím v Nemecku, Dni slovenskej kultúry, prezentujem Slovensko, je tam pomerne veľa vecí. Ja som sa skúšal s Košicami spojiť na rôznych úrovniach, s rôznymi ľuďmi, mená nespomínam, odpoveď žiadna. A ja si nemyslím, že to je moja úloha sa spojiť s Košicami. Košice, keď sú teraz, prezentujú Slovensko predsa a majú možnosť Slovensko prezentovať nie iba v Európe, ale vo svete, by mali mať úlohu nás informovať. Je to ich úloha, podľa mňa, nám tie informácie poslať, a keď sme ich doteraz nedostali, bolo by možné, pán minister, aby sme ich v budúcnosti, ešte nie je neskoro, už je pomerne neskoro, aby sme to robili, a ešte nie ven, aby sme to dostali. Boli na potešení, ktorí to bolo možné.
Máte absolútnu pravdu. Ja nemôžem k tomu nič povedať, iba to, že s vami súhlasím a že mi to je ľúto. A budeme sa snažiť aspoň zachrániť situáciu a určite vám sprostredkujeme informácie o Košiciach ako hlavnom meste európskej kultúry čo najskôr.
Okay, Your Excellency, thank you very much. It was beautiful what you said, and I think also on behalf of the colleagues, I can tell you thank you very much for encouraging us. Regarding to what you said about Kosice, I think it would be a good opportunity to organize with a few business people that we come first here and then we go to Kosice, and to make a combination for the culture of Kosice and investments here in Bratislava and other cities. Perhaps your service could think about a global program to combine both. Thank you very much for everything, Your Excellency.
As I said, Kosice is the second largest city, but still it's not the capital city, and people do not have all this routine as we do here. And we have recently organized a diplomatic trip of all the ambassadors accredited to Slovakia from Bratislava, Vienna, Prague. It was 2-3 weeks ago, I think, to introduce Kosice. And it was a discovery for many of them, even though it's, as I said, the second largest city. But what we've also discovered, we knew that, but it was confirmed that the mayor of Kosice is very active and very keen to promote his city, and he will be more than pleased to arrange or to something for you or to receive you in Kosice and to organize a program. I'll certainly talk to him, and if it was not logistically too complicated, of course, the trip to Kosice would be part of your program here, but it's simply too far away for this short conference. But I'll make sure that he will react to these impulses that came from our discussion, and I think that Kosice provide a very good opportunity for you to bring people there. There is plenty to see and to talk about.
Anything else? Anybody? Yes, please.
Paulo Nádor, ja som Santiago v Chile. Let's try in English better. To follow the three gentlemen and the minister, I think an idea might be, I was thinking about it the last 3 days, I was first thinking just about Kosice, but you mentioned 20 years of Slovakia and also mentioned the serial method, 1,150 years. Maybe it would be possible without a lot of expense to prepare an exhibition that you could send regionally to Latin America, North America, Western Europe, I don't know, Far East, you know the regions better than myself, and make all the embassies and the honorary consuls to commit themselves to make a 2-week exhibition at some place, make a reception, and make people aware of these things. Because if we know it, okay, we can tell about it, but if it is a professionally prepared exhibition, that has a much bigger impact than if we just talk about it.
It's being done, because we've also learned in these 20 years that these portable, what I say, exhibitions could do a lot of difference and could be used very efficiently by our ambassadors and also by you. So I know positive that there is an exhibition about the 20 years of Slovakia, and there is an exhibition about Kosice. I'm not sure about Cyril and Methodius, but well, this could be done in countries where this could be a positive issue. But for sure, these two exhibitions are in the pipelines, and we will offer them to you as well, because as I fully agree that we have a story to tell and we have to do it.
Mr. Minister and your team, first of all, thank you for your articulate words. I must congratulate you because you were not only a fantastic spokesperson, but you also gave us a vision. So thank you, and you were grateful to what we do. But I have 3 comments. The first comment is I think that one of the things you might consider is creating a world corps for yourself. In Miami, we have a counselor corps of 68 people, and we share ideas and we communicate. So maybe you could think of a world corps that supports Slovakia and have more frequent meetings, but let us know in advance so that we can plan our trips here every 2 years or whatever, or we come more often, but that you will have certain events planned to go to Kosice or to go to Banská Bystrica or wherever. But I think that would be very good. The second thing is you've done so much, your team, on the web. I think it would be nice if we could have sort of our own, I don't like Facebook, but if we could have discussions where we're sharing what we're doing in economics, what we're sharing in education, and clusters, so that we might be from, South America, or we might be from Taiwan or wherever, and we're sharing education cluster, economic cluster, and we could actually use that as a forum. And then the third idea I can't take credit for, but my good friend from New Zealand had this brilliant idea. He said when we have these meetings, what we should do is actually tack on an extra trip. So put on maybe an extra 3 days where we go visit some other part of Slovakia, because we're already here for 3 days, so why not just let us be here 3 more days? And I think that would be a wise investment of our money, and we'd be happy, I'm sure, to stay here a little bit longer. So those are just some ideas, and I think that your idea, finally, about the one message for Slovakia, like Land of Infinite Variety or whatever you do, is really an excellent idea. So congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your suggestions. I'll be happy to hear back from you about your suggestions for the preparation of the next conference. I did feel the need to invite you here early enough. So this is not the best time of the year for Slovakia, and we could do it, of course, in May, in spring, or early autumn, when also the weather is better and milder. With regard to the length of the conference and the program, it's for you to tell us, and we will be happy to accommodate. We don't want to impose. I don't know how many days you can afford to spend here. So we were not sure whether 3 days is not too much for you. We will be happy to extend your stay and to organize to bring you to High Tatras or to Košice or to other places. But please help us to get your feelings, your vision, your wishes, your suggestions, and we will certainly accommodate them for the next meeting, which, as I said, will take place in 2 years' time. And on the web, we don't need to be convinced about the importance of the web. It has been improved. We want to make it interactive. We want to make it as useful as possible. Again, I think it's not a bad quality, but any suggestion is welcome. We are trying, because this is the first door, this is the first address, this is the first window, and I also understand, and it's clear to me that it's also the first source of information for you to know where we are and what we do here in Slovakia. So we will continue working on the further improvement of our website.
Your Excellency, my name is Mohammed Al-Harthi. I'm the Honorary Consul from Oman. I'm one of the new Honorary Consuls. So for me, this trip was very insightful, an eye-opener to learn more about Slovakia. So I thank you and your team, very well organized. Your Excellency, we have different set of challenges when it comes to our office in Oman. We promote Slovakia to people who would like to come and visit as tourists or potential investors. However, it's not easy for us to make them come to Slovakia because of the procedures. It's very difficult. For example, for them to get a visa, they have to go through the Egyptian or the embassy in Cairo. It used to be that we send their passport to Cairo and they'll process them whatever, 3 weeks or whatever. The new system requires them to go to Cairo, take their fingerprints, and wait 3 weeks in Cairo until they get their visas. So I'm not sure how we can make them to come to Slovakia. It's very difficult for them to come. And the options and the competition is immense. I mean, there are other European countries with embassies in Oman, and it's much easier for them to go to that. So I look forward to have this simplified, maybe through another embassy, if not through our office. I know that you have to go through a system of Schengen, but maybe through other embassies in Oman. This is my only request. Thank you.
A fair point. We know that there is a problem which stems mainly from the fact that we only have as many embassies as we do. So for your part of the world, I think it is a positive information that we are going to open embassy in Abu Dhabi and also in Tunis, which will take part of the workload from Cairo embassy and of course Abu Dhabi, and we will keep Kuwait. So this should help. And the second, yes, exactly as you said, we are speedily signing bilateral agreements with other countries, other European countries, to represent us and to be able to issue visas on our behalf. as we do for some of our neighbors, for Czech Republic, for Hungary, in places where we have embassies and they don't. We want to make it as comfortable as possible, because all the investors or tourists are choosing, and of course they will choose also on the basis of their experience with obtaining visas. So we are not forcing these people, we are attracting them to come here to Slovakia. So please advise us wherever you see problems. We are well aware of these problems, and we are working with the double speed on solving these problems. We have to follow and respect Schengen procedures. We are not going to go beyond the Schengen requirements. We are not putting extra conditions to obtain Slovak visa. That would be a mistake. But within these limits that are defined by Schengen, we are definitely trying to do everything we can to make it faster and smoother.
Anybody else? If not, please, the last question.
Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister and Mr. State Secretary, it is my privilege and pleasure to express our gratitude for this incredibly well-planned and well-executed, flawlessly executed event that you prepared for us. You mentioned a few minutes ago the top priority of yours and ours, the economic diplomacy. It's great that it's not just the words, and we could see it yesterday. This really became a huge part of this event, meeting with the representatives of Sario and the Slovak Chamber of Commerce and the representatives from the 40 companies from the Trnava region really help us tremendously to attract new investment coming to Slovakia and present Slovak companies in our regions. I would like to thank you again for creating this platform that allowed us to create relationships among each other, but also between the heads of departments of your ministry and other government institutions. And I would like to invite you to our regions and extend to you warm welcome, especially to Boston, which I represent. And we would love to repay you the hospitality that you gave us during these last 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ďakujem pekne. I've met many of you in my previous activities, and I know how supportive and how efficient you are. And I thank you once again for all the assistance you have extended to me, to my colleagues, and to all my compatriots. And I'm looking forward to our future cooperation, communication. We are here to make sure that it's flawless, as you said. And I really believe that when we meet in 2 years' time, we will be able to say that we have really made a further progress and further achievement. So once again, thank you for being with us for these 3 days, and let me invite you to have a glass of wine together. Thank you very much.